Let's get you the headlines. Rescue teams are facing a huge challenge to deliver aid to eastern Libya hit by catastrophic floods. Kim Jong-un is in Russia and says his visit and talks with Vladimir Putin are of strategic importance. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives is opening a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. And we'll hear from Vanuatu's Attorney General about why the Pacific Island nation, among others, is taking bigger nations to court over carbon emissions. Leaders of 9 small island nations have brought a case to the UN Maritime Court to protect the world's oceans and themselves from catastrophic climate change. Vanuatu in the Pacific is among one of the countries which wants carbon emissions absorbed by the oceans to be considered as pollution. This would force bigger nations to cut emissions more sharply. The verdict on that case is still awaited. Meanwhile, in more news, a Van Gogh painting stolen from a Dutch museum 3 years ago is back in safe hands. An art detective said he had been handed the 139-year-old painting in a pillow and an IKEA bag by a man who came to his front door.
Police warn an escaped Pennsylvania convict may be desperate enough to use a stolen rifle. 34-year-old murderer Daniello Cavalcante may have been injured after a homeowner shot at him while he got away with the rifle, according to police. He escaped from a prison after crab walking between 2 walls, scaling a fence and crossing razor wire. A US grand jury has indicted 5 former Memphis police officers on civil rights violations charges in Tyree Nichols' death. The 29-year-old black man died 3 days after being beaten in a traffic stop in January. His death prompted nationwide protests. The 5 officers, also black, have pleaded not guilty to separate state charges. 206 people aboard a luxury cruise ship are stuck in remote eastern Greenland. It's where the Danish military says the Ocean Explorer vessel ran aground. The Danish military command says its nearest vessel is about 1,200 nautical miles away and won't be able to arrive to help the ship until Friday. You're live with BBC News. Apple has announced its new iPhone 15. The smartphone ditches the Lightning charging port for USB-C, a more common way to charge most other phones and devices. The change follows a new EU law mandating that all smartphones sold there must include the USB-C ports by 2024. Here in Washington, a landmark antitrust trial has been told that could test the fate of big tech and the future of the internet. Google stands accused of monopolizing the internet search engine industry. During opening statements, the US Justice Department argued that Google has weaponized exclusive multi-billion-dollar deals with companies like Apple and Samsung to stifle the competition. Google says it's popular not because of anti-competitive practices, but because it offers a superior product.